Today I'm excited because I am sharing with you some of the best Dollar Tree DIY hacks for Valentine's Day. These are great whether you are doing them for indoor or outdoor. You are going to absolutely love these because anyone can do them. Let's get to it. For this project, go ahead and snatch up 3 of these larger signs from Dollar Tree. I went ahead and grabbed 3 of the XOXO. It doesn't matter which ones you get, just make sure you get 3 of the same ones. You're also going to need a couple of boards to attach your signs together, and Dollar Tree does sell these 18-inch boards, but what I like even better are these large paint sticks that you can pick up at your local hardware store. You get 3 of them for just around $1, so go ahead and pop it open and grab out 2 of them. You're going to cut those paint sticks so that they are the same length as the 3 signs when they're laid out. So go ahead and mark where you need to cut them. I'm using miter shears to cut mine, but you can use whatever saw you have on hand, or if you happen to have miter shears. If you are using miter shears, I do find the easiest thing to do is to go ahead and score all the way around the paint stick and then give them one last squeeze to cut them where you want to cut them. From there, go ahead and paint your paint sticks, whatever color you choose. I'm painting them with Waverly's chalk paint and ink. Once they're dried, then you can apply them to your sign. Now, I am choosing to go ahead and leave it with the XOXO showing. I thought that was really cute, but if you don't like that, you can use the back side of the sign and create your own extra large sign. Now I'm opting to use some wood glue to apply the stick to the sign, and that's because wood glue will do really well in the cold temperatures. And then I just used some Dollar Tree clips to hold that on while that wood glue was setting up. And I did the exact same to the bottom. I applied some wood glue to the stick and then attached that to the bottom, holding it together with some clips so that it would dry. After that, this is done and you have a really large Valentine sign, which, let's face it, those are hard to find. And for just a few dollars, this is adorable. Plus, it makes me want to play tic-tac-toe. Roses definitely are the flower that just screams Valentine's Day, but one, they're really expensive. So I love that you can grab these gorgeous ones from Dollar Tree and use them year after year and they look so real. But these, beware, these do not look good. These look cheap, cheap, cheap. But for the same cost, you can grab these ones instead, and they are stunning and gorgeous. Bring them home, put them in your own vase, and you have a gorgeous, beautiful bouquet. If you want to step up your gnome game just a little bit, go ahead and grab this gnome and then the galvanized heart that also has the little heart with the gnome hands on it. These gnome hands are just slightly larger, but it goes perfectly with this gnome. Go ahead, pop that bow off, but it will leave a little hot glue residue. So get something that's nice and thin to work around the heart with the hands so that you can pop it off as well, because we're just gonna flip it over and add it to the other side using some hot glue to do that. So just grab some hot glue, place it onto the heart, and then put it back onto the galvanized heart. And then add that right on top of your gnome. And now you have the cutest little gnome, and he just looks like he's hiding right behind the heart. I absolutely love it. It definitely took it up a step. You could add him to a wreath, or you could just leave him as is and put him on the door just the way he is, because he is absolutely adorable. Grab some of these envelopes from Dollar Tree, take the heart out of it, and just flip it right on around. You can add a personal note if you would like to. And then if you have a blanket ladder, go ahead and tie the envelope right onto the rung of the ladder. If you don't have a ladder, then take a piece of wood and hammer in some nails, and you can just hang it onto the nails. Depending on the size of your blanket ladder or the number of rungs that you have really determines the number of envelopes that you can use. I was able to get 3 on this one, and I think it looks absolutely adorable. Go ahead and grab this kissing booth sign from Dollar Tree and an 18-inch board, or even better than the 18-inch board would be to go to your local hardware store and grab some of the larger paint sticks. You get 3 for $1. Just grab one of those and you are going to paint it. I chose to paint mine black. I'm using Waverly's chalk paint and ink. Once the paint dries, you're just going to use some wood glue and then add that stick to the back of the sign and then let that set up and dry as well. I just think this makes the cutest little sign and points right to my front door. To keep this standing up, I'm just using one of the little tins from Dollar Tree. I added some rocks to it and some vase filler to cover up those rocks. I think this looks absolutely adorable and makes a great little front porch sign. For this, you're going to want to pick up one of Dollar Tree's black mats and some contact paper. To begin with, go ahead and cut the contact paper in about 3-inch strips, and then you're going to place that on the top and the bottom and then secure it down with some painter's tape just to make sure that it's nice and secure. You have a couple options for the center. Now you can grab this sign with the love in the middle and go ahead and pop it off. Dollar Tree also sells the metal words that you could use and put one of those in the middle, or you can use Dollar Tree stickers that you can grab like I did here on this Christmas mat, and I think that turned out super adorable. I absolutely love the way that this looks. You'll also want to grab some hearts. So here I have some wooden hearts from Dollar Tree. You can also just cut out some paper hearts if you want to, and then you're going to lay everything out on your mat and then use some spray paint in order to cover it up. I'm using some Rust-Oleum in apple red. It does take a couple coats to get the coverage that you want. I do get asked the question if I seal my mats, and you know what? I don't, and I find that they hold up just fine. So this is what my porch looks like. It is a normal size porch. I do have a little bit of an overhang that does protect it from the elements, but I did create a mat in the fall time, and after a couple of months, this is still what it looked like. And the one that I created at Christmas time, after a month, this is what it looked like. So even without sealing, these mats hold up really well. After you let the spray paint dry just a little bit, go ahead and remove all that stuff from the center and remove the painter's tape and the contact paper, and look how clean those edges are. It just protected it so well. But once it's completely dried, if you want to go a step further, cover up that center to protect it and then add some hearts on those edges. And this time I'm going in with Rust-Oleum's Ultra Matte and White, and this just really frames it well. At this point, you just want to grab a permanent marker, a Sharpie, and clean up those hazy edges and darken up those black areas, and then you have yourself a super adorable and affordable mat to place on your front porch. Now, I actually created this last year, but I wanted to use it again this year. So to clean it up, all I did was take some plain packing tape, use that to clean off any of the debris that was lingering from kids already running on it to make sure it looked nice and fresh, and then went over a Sharpie again to darken up those black areas, and this mat looks as good as new. For this project, you want to grab 2 of these cute little X's and O tags from Dollar Tree to create the easiest garland or banner. The only other thing you're going to need is either some rope or yarn. I'm using some black yarn that I picked up at Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree has a great selection of different colors of yarn and different styles as well. Now you want to start off by replacing all the ribbons on top of the tags because the ribbons are slick and slippery, but the yarn, because of the fibers, will actually stick onto the other yarn that you're going to hang them on, and so it's definitely a better choice. But because the yarn is also so thin, you want to go ahead and just double it up if you're using a thinner yarn like I am. And before you put it in the hole, go ahead and fold it one more time so you actually have it in 4s. Put it through the hole, loop it, and then tie a knot about 1 inch up. And then trim off your end. Do that to all 4 of them, and then take another piece of yarn, make sure it's folded in half, and then thread it through. And then your banner is all ready to go. You can hang this anywhere, but I hung it outside. I just thought it was so cute. Normally I actually have a welcome sign that sits right here, but I love that I can just change it up. I have 2 screws that are just screwed into my brick wall. So it just makes it really fun and right now very Valentine festive. Here is a simple garland for you. Grab some of these felt hearts from Dollar Tree. They come in red and white. I have the larger white and the smaller red and some of the poster board stickers. All you're going to do is grab out the letters that spell out the word love and put them on 4 of the hearts, and then take some twine and thread them through your hearts. You are also going to add the red hearts on the end just to have it pop a little bit. This would look so cute anywhere you hang garland. Last year I actually put this on my mantle, and believe it or not, a year later, because of the felt and the stickers, you guys, they are the perfect pairing. It held on so tight. This year I hung it outside, and through wind and everything, those stickers are going nowhere. I just hung the garland on a couple of nails, and I just think it looks absolutely adorable. And here is what my porch looks like when it all came together. For more Valentine DIYs, check out this video. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!